Hey, good morning. This is our annual report, which is the 9th of September 2020. Pausing right now. Hi, we're reaching the annual report for the year, for the period of the 19th of March 2019 to the 31st of March 2020. For the purposes of education and awareness and reality, the Mind Over Matter project, suicide prevention, actually teaches reality. So as ex-service users, or many people that suffer of mental health, are recovering and regaining and rediscovery, as we're trying to rediscover, sometimes when we actually climb up and get into a position of becoming our own entrepreneur and business enterprise and your own boss, well, we have to deal with the tax man, we have to deal with accountants, we have to deal with a lot of things. And these is unknown territories, annual reports, unknown territories for people that have never lived this situation before. It's overwhelming, very distressing, anxiety raises, people could, the emotions go. Who can you turn to when it comes to this, when if you're all new at it and doing your best? So we rely on support and structure and going from there. So as we go, this is reality. Somebody else is coming into annual meeting, so I'm going to do step by step and get support whilst we do this first annual meeting. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, thanks guys for being here. This is Anthony joining. The idea, as we all know, is basically all limited companies need to do an annual general report. So this is going to be our first. We constructed the report in paper form to give everybody a handout because we were going to have it at a particular hall and a place where everybody can come and sit down and listen to what we're saying. Members and members of the public alike could come in and listen to what we've got to say, like what we're doing here now. But because of COVID and all the restrictions, social distancing, we've opted to do it this way. So this is very much trial by error. So please bear with us when we do it. The report that I'm going to try to share with you, this is a first for me as well, will be dated February 2020. I haven't changed any of the details of it because we were going to do it in February, but obviously COVID kicked in and we've opted for today. So the idea is I'm going to go through page by page. If there's any questions that anybody wants to ask, please ask. Between myself and Kerry, we're going to jump in the different pages and explain different bits. And as I've said, if there's any questions you want to ask, please feel free. So when you're ready, Kerry, I think you need to make me the host of the meeting so that I can then share the documents with our viewers. All right?
Yeah. Yeah. Even learning technology here is difficult. Shall I read out the statement of responsibilities?
Yeah, please do. That will help.
All right. So when we have an accountant, it's lovely to have an accountant and speak to an accountant to help you with this stressful situation and make sure that everything's all right, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and everything's all right. So they prep this statement for us. It says Mind Over Matter Project Limited, company number 11891912. Directors reported for the period of the 19th of March 2019 to the 31st 2020. The directors present their reports and financial statements for the period ending the 31st of March 2020. Statement of directors' responsibilities. The directors are responsible for preparing the directors' report and financial statements in accordance with applicable law and regulations. Company law requires directors to prepare financial statements for each year. Under the law, directors have elected to prepare the financial statements in accordance with the United Kingdom generally accepted accounting practice. United Kingdom accounting standards and applicable law. Under company law, the directors must not approve financial statements unless they are satisfied they have given a true and fair view of the statement of affairs of the company and of the surplus of deficit of the company for that period. In preparing the financial statement, the directors are required to select suitable accounting policies and then apply them consistently, make judgments and accounting estimates that are reasonable and prudent, prepare the financial statement on going concerns basis unless it's inappropriate to presume that the company will continue in its business. The directors are responsible for keeping adequate accounting records that are sufficient to show and explain the company's transition and disclose the reasonable accuracy at the time of financial positions of the company and enable them to ensure that financial statements comply with the Companies Act 2006. They are also responsible for safeguarding the assets of the company and hence for taking reasonable steps for the prevention and detection of fraud and other irregularities. The directors who held office during this period were as followed. I don't think we have to give the names of those directors that are here. There was 2 resignations and there are 2 remaining, which is myself, KERRY Mussington and Adrian Ashby. The small company rules. The report has been prepared in accordance with the special provision relating to the companies subject to small companies regime within Part 15 of the Companies Act 2016. Oh. Chartered accountants reported to the directors of preparation of audited statutory accounts of Mind Over Matter Project Limited for the period of 19th of March 2019 to the 31st of March 2020. Wow. In order to assist you to fulfill your duties under the Companies Act 2019, I prepared your approval and the accounts of Mind Over Matter Project Limited for the period of 19th of March 2019 to the 31st of March 2020, which comprise the income of expenditure account, the balance sheet, and the related notes from the company's accounting records and from information explanation you have given us. Right, this report is made solely to directors of Mind Over Matter Project as a body in accordance with terms of engagement letter dated the 20th of February 2020. Our responsibilities, we've put our responsibilities, we've did what we've had to do to make sure that everything's structured so we can read out what needs to be read today and go from there. I'm going to hand it over to you now, Adrian. And
okay, bear with me guys because this is a first for me. Oh right, okay, so I'm already the host, right? So I'm going to try to share. Let me get into this box first. Right. That was easy enough. Right. Okay. Right. Can you guys see anything on the screens?
No, it said it started to share it. Yes, can now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, we're right there.
Annual general meeting.
Oh, you can see that, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, in my infinite wisdom, I've got too many screens open. Bear with me, so I can see you all.
We just need to zoom that one up.
Right. Hang on. I can't see myself, but that doesn't matter. Right, okay. So you guys can see annual general report, right? You can see that?
And we can see you too.
Oh, you can? All right, okay.
So carry on. No picking.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down slowly. I guess what I can see, you guys can see. So please prompt me if I'm going too quick and you can't read what I'm seeing in front of me, all right? Okay.
Okay.
Annual General Meeting, February 2020, Burness Parish Rooms, Melton, IP12, 1PW. The time, as you can see, was set for 7 till 10 in the evening. Obviously, we're now doing it on the 9th of September 2020 via Zoom. So I'm going to scroll down and I'll just read it verbatim as you can see it. Thank you very much for coming to our AGM tonight. Obviously, it's in the afternoon now. We hope the information you will gather is of use to you. The Mind Over Matter project, formed in April 2019, is geared to tackle the underlying issues surrounding mental health. The full function of the organisation can be found in our Articles of Association, which can be viewed at the end of this meeting. As this is our first AGM, it is only right for us to take you through our progress steps, step by step, outlining all stages and engagements we have participated in the last 12 calendar months. We'd like to commence this meeting by starting at the beginning with our first assignment. So you guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
Still seeing everything? Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so the first thing that we entered into was something we call the Seeds of Life project, which was the allotment project. I'm sure many of you remembered that, and some of you helped us out with that and actually attended the allotment site. So I'm just going to read through again. The allotment project was formed by one of our members and named the Seeds of Life, which is Anthony. Is Anthony still here? I can't see him on my screen now, but that was Anthony's brainchild. With the idea being people who suffered with isolation and other forms of mental ill health can go and become part of something and be almost amongst, beg your pardon, like-minded people. The allotment was chosen at the Belstead allotments in Ipswich IP2 after our original choice fell through due to poor management by the site secretary at a different location. After viewing the Belstead plot, number 96 was chosen. The site was equipped with a small shed and was in an abandoned condition. With the help of members, on a Monday, work began to make the site usable for the purpose of growing vegetables and a quiet, peaceful place for people to reflect and socialise with fellow allotment users. Everyone still good so far?
Yeah, but we're on mute, so what they
okay. Over an 8-month period, the site was transformed from a patch of wasteland to a site with several planting beds with a new shed which was donated to us by someone who no longer had a use for it. The environment has now become a pleasant place to be, and to date we have produced rhubarb, strawberries, onions, sweet corn, all from scratch. Along with these accomplishments, members have enhanced and developed a range of skills from wood and metalwork, i.e. shed building, through to erecting fences, brought together with knowledge of crop cycles. Okay. All right, and then you can see some images. The first image, top left, is the very first day we went there. That is exactly what it looked like. And if you move from left to right, you can see members, sort of getting the ground ready, planting stuff. The third picture on your right is some months in, and as you can see, we've actually got some stuff growing. Bottom left picture is a flower bed that was erected and taken care of. Middle picture there is the shed being the new shed being erected. And the final picture there is just an overall picture of what it looked like probably 6 or 7 months in. We covered it with chippings and stuff and made raised flower beds and planting beds with the idea that you know, people who had disabilities could walk on there, and we had benches and so on and so forth. Everyone good so far?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Are we asking questions at the end?
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right. May Day event, Ipswich Alexander Park. The May Day event is held every year at various locations each time. The MON project attended and raised awareness around suicide prevention by speaking to members of the public on the day and also conducting 2 separate interviews with the Terence Higgins and Suffolk Pride, which both can be found on YouTube. And I believe Kerry will have the links for that. What you can see there, the pictures you can see are still images from those meetings or interviews that were taking place. I believe they're about 5 minutes long each. Okay, moving on. The Windrush in aid of the people that came to this country from African and West Indian descent in the 50s. Was an event held, which is the Windrush event, was held in the Ipswich Town Centre month of June 2019, to remember the journey and sacrifices made by many West Indians during the early 50s looking for a better life for themselves and their families. The British invited those people to come to England and work in the jobs the English did not want to do, after England was partly destroyed during World War II. The Windrush was the very first vessel to make the passage from the West Indies to England. We attended this event to raise awareness surrounding mental ill health, as many ethnic minorities suffer in silence, and often in the Windrush generation, it is seen as a taboo. As you can see there, those are the images from the day. On the left is Kerry herself with Superintendent Kerry Cutler of Suffolk Police. I believe she's still superintendent there. You can go on Suffolk Police and website and look at her, read up and see what she's achieved and what she actually does in the community as a superintendent. The other 2 pictures there, myself and Kerry, obviously they're doing, you know, walking the floor as it were, or working the room, although we were outside with our signboard handing out flyers, raising awareness. And the central picture is just a picture of the day. The building you can see is the town hall building, where there was a display of pictures all surrounding images from the Windrush, the actual ship, you know, and just all different types of information that if you didn't know anything about the Windrush, you could have found it all there. So that was quite a interesting day. So I'll move on from there. Right, the launch night, 19th of July 2019 was our launch night for the MON project. So I'll just quickly read through that. On the 19th of July 2019 was the date we chose to officially open our service to the public by way of public event held at the Manor Ballroom, Ipswich. We invited our members along with local businesses to celebrate our achievements, become involved with our organisation. On the night in question, the local MP Sandy Martin and former Mayor of Ipswich, Sarah Barber, were in attendance. On the night, we had 150 guests who were treated to a number of speeches by some of our members, and former Mayor presented a custom-made trophy to the members in recognition of the work completed. Food and drink was in plenty supply, along with a disco and live performances from a local busker. We can safely report the night was a great success. Some of you will remember that night because you actually attended, so I won't go into that. But again, there's just some still images there that you can see of the night in question. Attendees, the central ticket was the actual central picture, I beg your pardon, was the actual flyer for the night, which we have. We still have some of those, but we keep those for our own purposes. To the right of that, performers. Bottom left, yours truly at that time. Those were the directors, one of which is no longer with us. And the larger picture at the bottom right that you can see there is the founder and former Mayor Sarah Barber. Okay, moving on. We all good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The following day, which would have been the 20th of July, we were invited to come to Nansen Road Baptist Church, and I'll just go through that briefly. Nansen Road Baptist Church organised a fun day for the local children to take part in a range of activities on the day. The MOM project was invited to hold a stall alongside stalls including Ipswich Borough Council. On our stall, we had cakes for sale. We also offered a hair braiding facility for children to get their hair done. Some of our members attended this event as our launch was the night before, as I've just reported, and another chance for the former mayor to see our work in action, as she was also present on the Ipswich Borough stall. Again, if I just scroll up, pictures speak for themselves. You can see on the top left there the stall, yours truly and KERRY with the mayor. On the right there, bottom left, hair braiding done also by KERRY, which was quite a good success, and quite a lot of people brought their children over to have their hair done. The cake was custom made. I don't know if KERRY wants to just mention briefly about the cake itself.
The cake was custom made by Love All Occasions, Nicole Gobbold. We'll name her. She donated the cake, It's Okay Not to Be Okay, for our launch. We had the cake left over from, we didn't cut it on the day of the launch. So what we did is we took it with us where the children and the adults' family was, and we shared it around amongst the family and children there on that day of the fundraising event. So that's what we did. Another way of fundraising, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, moving swiftly on. Also, the mayor and some of our members there, some of you will recognise who the individuals are. The gentleman on the left of that picture is Ronnie Sargent, who sadly passed away late last year. And we did have a memorial service in recognition of him at our allotment. And we also have a tree, an apple tree erected in his name, which is in the back garden. So that's where we're at with that one. Let's move on. Working with local businesses. In August, we were invited to hold a walking stall at Lush Cosmetics store in Ipswich Town Centre. The idea was for members of the public, whilst doing their shopping, could stop and speak to us regarding their own issues or persons, i.e. family members, who may suffer with mental ill health. We were pleased to report that we spoke to 100+ people whilst raising awareness, and the store agreed part of their own promotional offer to donate 50% of their profits to us for that day. Selected products were received, and we got a check for £220 exactly. As you can see, that is our founder there on the right, and the lady on the left is at that time one of our directors, who is no longer with us. So this picture, I think, speaks for itself. The picture beneath that is the actual flyer that we were giving out at the time with the relevant information. Anything you want to add to that part, KERRY? that I've missed out?
No.
No? Okay. Moving swiftly on. All right, Clearwater Project. The Clearwater Project is a radio show on Ipswich Community Radio, ICR FM 105.7, and they are people who suffer with mental health issues themselves. They discuss issues surrounding mental ill health and invited the MOM Project for an interview live on air. Do you just want to recap on that one, Kerry?
I think not really, because I think at the end of the day, these recordings you can actually find on the YouTube channel Mind Over Matter Project Suicide Prevention,
right?
And SoundCloud, and you'll be able to find ICR's, those Clearwaters, and those interviews are there if anybody wants the links. But yeah, it's important to support the community with the mental health. That mental health show was important. It was a lifeline. It was a breath of fresh air, and it was a chance to get someone's voice over.
Yeah.
And from going to those events, I ended up having members that are members on the actual MOM Project community group, Facebook. So again, you know, so you don't just stop at one destination. They become a part of what you're doing.
Yes.
You know, in raising awareness. So that's good. Yeah, carry on.
Okay, lovely. Right. Okay, the allotment brunch fundraiser. The site secretary of Belstead Allotments decided to hold an event for us to raise funds and awareness in the shape of an afternoon brunch. There was a raffle and prize draw along with a barbecue and a book sale. The MOM Project members attended along with general users of the allotment, and in total £200 was raised in our favour. Again, the images you can see on screen are actually images of the allotment. What's the word I'm looking for? It's the central shed where the allotment secretaries sit. You know, you can go in there and have a cup of tea. The toilets are to the left, and basically that's the central focal point for all of the allotment users. To the left of the green building that you can see in the top two pictures is where they erected the barbecue and another seating area, and that is where you can see KERRY standing with the famous signboard. So that was a good day. Again, nothing much really to report. Everybody came down, had a really good time, and as I've already said, £200 raised in our favour. So that was great. Moving swiftly on, again, working with local companies. In October 2019, the MOM Project was invited to raise awareness with the public at Costa Coffee on the Woodbridge Thoroughfare, where we engaged with the public and had significant interest on the services that we provided. Again, pictures speak 1,000 words. Costa Coffee there on the left, and yours truly, the founder, with a member of the public on the right. Okay, perhaps you can talk us through this one, KERRY. Congratulations to the MOM Project founder. After many sleepless nights of studying and research over a 12-month period, KERRY Mussington finally completed her course, which was the SSC Business Startup course held at the University of Ipswich. KERRY graduated in September 2019 and attended a graduation ceremony along with her fellow classmates and received her certificate to a large round of applause. So do you want to
for sure.
say a bit about that?
Well, yeah. Well, this part here enabled us to start the MOM Project. If it wasn't for that SSE business course, then there wouldn't be no MOM Project. It's what took me all the way to where we are right to this day. They don't teach you about the annual accounts, unfortunately. That's why we're here on the here and now. And I said, we're going to use this as raising awareness. But if it wasn't for me plummeting through something to change all I've ever known and to educate myself, and it wasn't so scary. It was scary at first. But as you go into it, you realise, I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I said I'm going to do. And here we are with the Mind Over Matter project, all dedication, because we've got the sponsorship from this SAC. We've got our logos. We got grants from that, and I say I to put it forward to this business, to this project, to this not-for-profit business. And you know what? When people say not-for-profit business, as you can clearly see and demonstrate throughout the non-profit, funds come in when you put in the work. And I certainly put in the work. So that moment of graduation was the one thing I actually did complete for my life. So I completed it. And I'm glad I did, because there would be no mum project if I didn't do that. So it's all part of rehabilitation, recovery, rediscovery, is part of coming from a place where you've never been before to explore a bigger possibility of opportunities, of education, you know, and to bring the communities together. So that was one proud moment for myself. And yeah, I achieved. So it was a good year.
Okay, good. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Moving swiftly on. Where are we? Oh, something's disappeared. All right, here we go. The passing of a member. In late October 2019, we were notified one of our members, Mr. Ronnie Sargent, had died due to health complications. Ronnie had suffered a stroke some years before, and it had taken him a number of years to be able to walk and to talk again. Ronnie had made remarkable progress, and it was almost unnoticeable he had anything wrong with him. Ronnie resided in London, but would take part in our wellbeing group on a daily basis, and drove all the way to Suffolk to attend our launch event, and the following day at Nansen Road Baptist Church. You've seen the pictures a few pages beforehand. It was virtually impossible to attend Ronnie's funeral with all of our members, so it was decided that we would hold a memorial service in his honour, as he paid a visit to the allotment and was very impressed by its progress. The members joined together and purchased an apple tree, and during this memorial, it was planted in memory of him. Some of the members also wrote poems which were read out. We recorded this memorial, which was held at the exact time of Ronnie's funeral, which was the 8th of November 2019, on the instructions from his family. We then sent the family a copy of our memorial, and they were very touched by knowing Ronnie had touched so many people near and far. So if I just scroll down, there are some images there. Starting on the left, that was, I believe, the day after the launch party. Again, you can see the picture there in the center is one you saw earlier at the Nansen Road. Right across to the right, Ronnie and KERRY together. The picture at the bottom left speaks for itself. That was the actual tree that was purchased, and the setting behind is probably where we got to with the allotment, having paving slabs and stuff put down, so it was looking good. And finally, this picture here was actually taken the day Ronnie came down to visit the allotment, which I think is quite a poignant photograph of him. Very nice man. You want to add anything to that, KERRY?
I think, yeah, it's important that, you know, that it is addressed that when somebody does die, that we make sure that there's some support around for the grieving process, you know, because we all handle emotions in different ways, but to be able to have a support network around you, that grieving process doesn't feel so difficult. In actual fact, what we do is we celebrate life, every minute of it, and enjoy it from where we've never come from before. We really appreciate our lives now.
Okay, moving on. Comedy night fundraiser. The Mom Project was approached by Glass Eye Comedy and asked if we would like them to hold a fundraising event in aid of suicide prevention. We accepted their offer. An event was set up for the 16th of November 2019. The event was held at the Manor Ballroom, Ipswich, and consisted of 8 comedians on stage, entertaining members of the public and the Mom Project members. There was a lot of food provided by one of our members, Dan, who's no longer with us. Dan is a chef by trade, and he did an excellent job on the night, catering for 100+ people, and the food went down a treat. And that is just a picture of the hall. You know, before we started, we had to dress the hall and make it look pretty and inviting for those who are going to attend. So that was what we've done there. And the image you can now see on your screen was the actual flyer for the comedy night. Obviously, you can see the Mom Project there in the middle. The names at the bottom are the comedians who took part. And I believe that there was one comedian who didn't turn up. I think he got stuck on the motorway, so he sent his apologies. But other than that, the other guys filled in the gaps, and the night was a great success. So anything to add on that, Kerry? Or no? Okay, moving on. Reclaim the Night. At the end of November 2019, Mom Project was invited to take part in a local march around Ipswich town centre called Reclaim the Night. Reclaim the Night is in aid of supporting victims of rape and domestic violence. Mom Project joined in and walked through the town centre with 200 to 300 people chanting positive slogans, holding banners, supporting many different anti-abuse messages. So if I just scroll up, you can see what the night looked like. If you look closely enough, you'll be able to see the Mom Project holding the banner in the top right picture, and also in the bottom left. I also have some video of this event, which is on various different YouTube channels, so you can log into that and check. The lady in the pink high-vis with Kerry there on the bottom right is the organizer of this event, and she does this every year. As you can see, I was milking it for publicity. Bottom left, that's me with Sandy Martin, who was at that time the sitting MP for Ipswich, but who has been ousted for somebody else. Labour MP, is now Conservative. And again, on the right, myself with the organiser, whose name slips me at the minute, but we can find that out for you. Anything to add on that, Kerry?
So that's the Suffolk rape crisis. Yeah. No, it was a, you know, this normally happens every year. So if you could ever attend any women's events like this in those, so women, men can still attend as well. It was open to everyone, wherever you are, wherever they're held. Do attend. It is a voice. It is an opportunity. It is an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It's nice to have your voice for one night.
Yeah. That's a good night.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Nikki?
Hi. So I've got to go to pick set the kids up, but so you're doing a fantastic job. So
Thank you.
Just talk about all that, bringing back some amazing memories.
Good.
And well done. So just proud to be part of it. So
Excellent.
Keep it going.
Excellent.
Well,
Not a problem.
All right, and I'll catch up with you guys hopefully later.
All right, well, you take care now.
We can send you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye bye.
As we said, reality, real life, and these are real situations. You know, giving someone time and someone giving us their time is important. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Miscellaneous appointments. Here we go. In November, we were invited to a boxing fundraiser gala where we received a round of applause in recognition of the work accomplished by the Mom Project throughout 2019. This was a black tie event, which was very entertaining. It was also a chance to see young potential boxers coming through the ranks of the Ipswich Academy. I'm sure you all know who those two gorgeous people are. So anything you want to add
Ipswich,
to that, Kerry?
the Ipswich Boxing Academy are actually our sponsors, and we sponsor them. So as much as we like to push out, we are as collaboration to make sure that training is available and mental health support is available, first aid is available. So it's been good to collaborate with Ipswich Boxing Academy.
Okay, good. Moving on, just speaks for itself. Youngsters there, it was all very professional referees, bells, corner staff, girls with the placards between rounds and stuff like that. So if you ever get the chance, if you're in Ipswich, to go to one of their fundraisers and to see the up and coming talent, you know, very well recommended to go and experience that. So I'll move on from there. Fundraiser done by a member. This is Dan Mingy. Dan is no longer with the MON project, but remember this report was constructed in February 2020. So treat it as such. Dan Mingy is one of our members and a very good chef who currently works at the Finborough School in Stowmarket. Dan has been an integral part of the allotment project, putting in many hours of work and providing supplies where he could, and often drumming up support for the MUN project. Dan put the idea to his employer of having a non-uniform day at the school in aid of suicide prevention, which was agreed and organised. Cakes were made and sold along with school dinners and drinks. The total funds raised for this day's event was £800, which we were thrilled with. We contacted the school and thanked them for allowing Dan to achieve this. Finsborough School was so impressed with Dan, they held a special assembly for him and presented him with a plaque we designed in-house, and also the school crest in the form of a brooch badge of honour, in form of a brooch stroke badge of honour, which was given to him by the school, which had never happened before. So as you can see, that's Dan in, I would say, his chef whites, but for his school, it's chef blue on the left there, and the school crest for the Finsborough School, which is, I believe it's, I don't think it's a boarding school, but it's like one peg away from a boarding school. So it has got very high standards as far as schools go and what is required of the students. So that was Dan, and we presented him with a you know, picture and stuff like that, and we took the crest and we blew it up big and we sent that to him. So as I've written there already, it was presented to him and he was absolutely thrilled about that. Anything to add there, Kerry?
No, I remember that day when he was called in front of the whole school.
Yeah. He was nervous, but he did it, and he deserved it. So that's fair enough. Here we go. MON Project Xmas Dinner 2019. As a token of our appreciation, we invited all our members to join us for Christmas dinner at the Mermaid Carvery in Ipswich. An afternoon of laughter with good old-fashioned roast dinner was enjoyed by all. Each member received a diary and a pen gift set to record their personal journeys throughout 2020. Again, as you can see there, Dan was present, but he was in the bottom left, so you couldn't see his face in that picture. As usual, I'm the only one caught out stuffing my face, as you can see there in the picture. And if I just scroll up, then you can see the members, some of who you will recognise there. And that was Christmas just gone. Moving swiftly on, workshops 2020. As part of the MON project development, we have aimed to design and deliver a series of workshops to educate people on the underlying issues of mental ill health and champion new ways of coping with these complex situations. After many months of emails, phone calls and meetings, we were pleased to report we finally secured a workspace at the Burlesque Rooms, Melton Woodbridge, where we can now deliver these workshops. The first session took place on the 17th of January 2020, and we had a positive response with good attendance. The workshops will be developed as the weeks go on with a variety of topics covered, and the aim will be to take this model to other towns and cities where we can raise awareness and go forward. Just briefly, the Burlish Parish Rooms is where we were going to hold this meeting that we're actually having now, but obviously social distancing put the brakes onto that one. As you can see there, our illustrious leader leading the class, and on the right, members taking notes and participating in the sessions. Scrolling down, another image there of group talk and therapy. Do you want to add anything to that, Kerry?
I think, you know, the ironic part about it is that I was doing this in Woodbridge, but people were coming from London, and
Yeah.
that's a fact, and they were coming from Ipswich, Suffolk, which is quite a distance to come for therapy, but they were coming each week. You know, and for the lady that came from London, that's you dedication when we're launching things, that you actually have members that actually have been there for a while, so they actually take the hand of a new member to help them through the process as well. So it's all right, we're here for you, I've been through this, and it's kind of feedback and encouragement. So, you know, it was an eye-opener to see how far people were willing to travel for therapy. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, moving swiftly on. Right, miscellaneous engagements in November. Quite a lot of stuff happened in November last year. We were quite busy then. In November, the MOM project took part in a craft event which was held at Clifton Road Primary School. The idea was to raise awareness around mental ill health and suicide prevention amongst local people and businesses. On the day, we used the opportunity to raise funds by way of selling our own products in the shape of t-shirts, sporting our logo. We also have key rings made by survivors and some of our members, and a promotional DVD filmed at our launch night, which turned into a 1 hour, 30-minute documentary. As part of our collaborative efforts with other companies, we also commissioned a number of customized candles by Tip Top Candles, which support the MOM project logo. And again, you can see our illustrious leader there at the stall, which we created, and those products are clearly on display. Anything you want to add to that, Kerry?
You can see I work hard.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Go.
That you do, okay. So that was Clifton Road. On the left there, just a copy of the promotional DVD, which I have a copy right here, which you can still purchase. And our super athletic model there on the right hand side, sporting our t-shirts, which are still available. The only thing I believe is not available is the candle at present.
They are available.
Are they still available?
If people, we raffled as way of fundraising. What we did is we raffled off the candle, but if anybody wants those candles, our 100 candles, they are there for us to order, so we can order those.
Right, okay. Okay, moving swiftly on. Miscellaneous engagements continued. As part of the ongoing development, we regularly attend local meetings within the community, such as ISPRI and SASCO Act, along with Suffolk Constabulary. We aim to bridge the gap between the authorities where practicable and provide real-time information at these meetings, which is very well received. The picture there you can see is of our leader with Mr. Tim Passmore, who is the Suffolk Crime Commissioner. So on the grounds of policing, nothing happens without this gentleman say so. He's the top man, so he's a good man to have in your back pocket should you have any issues, and the comments we made on this particular evening were very well received by members of the public and you know, the Chief Constable of Suffolk Police. You want to add anything there, Kerry?
I remember I was really nervous because the uniform is very frightening. You know, when you're, I won't make it, sometimes that uniform can be very frightening with past experiences and triggers and traumas. And so you have a dislike to the uniform sometimes, but they have a job to do. But however, I had to change my mentality to get the jobs and be professional, and to carry out that aim. I have to change the mentality, because our aims is prevention, and that's from all angles, is prevention. So as much as I don't, I'm working through to bridge the gap, and it was actually a pleasure to actually speak to the man that actually has his name to some of my own injustices, who's helped me go forward. So I will give this man credit that he did pay attention in my time of need. And here I am paying back when I went to one of these community talks where all the members, anyone from the public can come and talk, and it's documented. And you've got people in there who think, oh, there's the name. And it's nice to kind of put a name to the face, but actually speak to humanity, speak to a person, and then let them know, yep, well, this is what we're doing, and highly supportive of what we're doing. And they did say we can go for funding. I'll give you that. They encouraged us to go for funding.
They did. They did. All right, happy with that so far?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Oh, just in recognition, basically, self-explanatory, Suffolk Police logo and ISPRI's logo there on the right, Ipswich and Suffolk Council for Racial Equality. They are based here in Ipswich at St Matthews. Is it St Matthews?
St Matthews Street.
Yeah, St Matthews Street. So if you have issues of discrimination, particularly in the workplace, they have lawyers who often operate on a pro bono basis. You can take your case to them and they will try to assist you where practicable. Okay, moving on. At a radio station, picture of yours truly. One of our directors, which is myself, a former police officer, undertook a 3-month training course to become a radio presenter on Ipswich Community Radio, ICR FM 105.7. After his initial training, he then went on to host a daytime show called The Crime Lab, which he uses to update local people about crime in the area and its effects. He also works closely with the MOM project to spread awareness surrounding mental ill health and the effects on offending, reoffending, and the show airs every Tuesday, 10 till 11. Most of you, in fact, all of you know that I do the radio show, so that was just part of it because I did the training course whilst working alongside the MOM. So I've tried to incorporate the show within the MOM project and use it as I've described to raise awareness. So that's what that is. And I'm, I'd like to say that I'm still running the show. The Facebook page that goes along with that, which is facebook.com/The Crime Lab, has over 300 likes and followers at present. So I'm trying to build that to get as much as I possibly can. So I'll move on from now.
Oh, before you move on, can I just elaborate? Yep. What I liked about the radio show is that it was always an opportunity at the time before COVID to get that bigger message out.
Yes.
Going in for interviews and then bringing other people in for interviews. Oh, it was such a pleasure. So if you get the opportunity to actually be on a radio show, take it. And yes. If you've got that opportunity to do that, then we will give you that opportunity.
Yes.
It complies with COVID regulations.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. And
right.
As far as I've got, this is the end of the report. Now, the reason you're looking at at a blank page that says the financial status and statistics is because at the time when I collated the report, we hadn't yet done our accounting procedure with our accountant. So that would be the final part of this actual general report. I can report now that we have done that with the accountant and we have all of the paperwork. Kerry has read out some of it at the beginning of this meeting, so I'm now going to hand it back over to her just to read out some stats and figures about what money was spent and where it wasn't spent and how it was spent, most importantly. And that, for me, concludes this part of the report, which if anybody would like, I can print you out a copy, or, you know, technology, I can probably just press a button now and send it to you. So at the end of the meeting, if you want a copy of this report, please let me know. All right? Kerry, it's all yours.
Great. This is the part that I not like to do, but thank God for the accountant who puts it all on paper for me. So I'm just going to read off what I have here. So, right, so the turnover from the 31st of March to the 31st of March 2020. Grants received was 1,100. Now that was my SSE grant, where to start up the business social enterprise. That's the only grant that I was given for myself to start a business enterprise. Okay, other funding, fundraising income was 2,207. Cost of raw materials and consumables, purchase 195, client costs 579, fees and events 504, room hire 450, materials and stationery 1,134. Staff costs, travel and subsistence expenses 520, subsistence, I hope I'm saying that right, subsistence expenses 103. Other charges are vehicle running costs 555, computer and IT consumables 169, insurance 405, accountancy fee 480, legal and professional fees £40, sundry expenses 125, clothing costs 316. The net deficit is 2,268. Now, so I'm pleased to, this is what it says, I'm pleased to enclose your accounts for the period of 31st of March 2020 for your approval. The financial statements were prepared from the information made available, and you will note from the summary profit and loss on the account page 4 that the net operating loss is £2,268. The detailed profit and loss attached is to the report. During the year, you did not withdraw a salary from the company, and it is a company limited by guarantee. No dividends are permitted. We've included the grant of 1,100 you received personally in these accounts, and we've included the expenses paid personally. So I've attached a schedule showing these results in the balance of £2,940 and £83 owed to you by the company. I would draw your attention to the balance sheet showing the net assets and liabilities of 200 and 260, providing that you're satisfied, signed, blah blah blah. Basically, I never took a salary from this beautiful project here because I am the beautiful project here, and without that beautiful project here, then there would be nothing. So for me, it was very important for the first year or so to make sure that it was up and running and we were doing what it was meant to be, saving lives. It was never really about the money for me, hence why we made it not for profit. We do understand that flyers, materials, banners, these do not cost nothing. You know, all of these things have to be put out there. So it's not just talk, we actually walk. So do you have any questions around any of these finances? Anyone, you're free to talk about the finances. So we did make profit. and that profit went into materials, etc., and helping people. And as such, that for my first year, I think we did amazing, from nothing to something. And yes, sometimes you really do have to invest in your dream. So I feel, is there, please do unmute your mics. I'm about to end the recording after your questions, and then we can progress with the rest of it. So any questions, anyone?
Okay, go ahead. You want to say something, Shaz?
But I was just gonna ask about, is there an annual or monthly membership fee, or that's not included in nonprofit?
Right. So okay. So we've never had a membership fee, a membership done. We've been trying to come up with that idea if people wanted to subscribe to a membership, and we figured we would do £12 a year. And I think that was quite reasonable. It's £1 a month that we asked for someone to donate. So we figured we could do £12 a year membership, which consists that you can have your open talk therapy. You've got that. You're invited to all of the events and be a part of what we're doing. You're welcome to interviews and take part in the recordings and the videos that go out, the movies that go out, and for that, at the end of the day, when you purchase a t-shirt, which could be £12 or £12.50 depending on the size, but when you purchase a t-shirt, that £12 helps. So you might as well purchase, either have your membership, you can pay it that way, or buy a product which you've got something to show for it. It says what the awareness is, it says what we do, and it's branding us and putting us out there that we're not silent. We are raising awareness. We are making a difference. So that's where I know most of you have contributed to joining what the MOM stands for. So memberships, once you've bought a t-shirt, you will say, we say thank you because you've helped participate. It is difficult raising funds, I know that, and it's difficult for myself. People always say, go for grants, go for grants. Well, hold on again. I'll say to you, I started on a social business enterprise. They don't teach you about all of these things that you need to really know. How do you apply for the grants? They don't teach you that. Make sure you get all your paperwork in order, and then things will go smooth. But it doesn't always go smooth. You get rejection after rejection after rejection with those grants. Oh, sorry, you've not met. There's been so many people that have applied. Perhaps try next year. Meanwhile, every 40 seconds, someone's dying of suicide. How does that help me? So rather than me rely on these grants, I have to really pray and hope that somebody will make a lovely donation to help us progress to the next levels of what we have to do. I have to make sure that I push and I push and I push and push and push. And if these are not pushed out, then eventually when it comes to the tax man, who you can see at the end of the day, the accountant, when it comes to the accountant and stuff, all of these things, that's money that needs to be there to take the worry off today, a whole year for just this. I mean, somebody might say, well, she didn't do it this way, she didn't do that. Well, no professional is sitting walking with me. And that's the thing about the mind over matter, is that we've all been alone throughout our journeys. We've come together now to raise awareness, help people back into business, help people identify what their need is and implement change to their circumstances to better their life. And I'm just one woman. I'm an ex-service user making a difference. Many of us are. And I think we did pretty good for the year.
I think it was a brilliant presentation, very well put together, you two.
Thank you.
The questions I had, I marked them off because as you answered, did you hear me?
Yeah, as you went through them. Yeah.
Yeah. So the questions were answered.
It's a bit distorted. Would anybody want to add anything else before I stop the meeting? No, you're all happy with everything?
Okay, all I want to say is, thank you for allowing me to participate. Just unfortunate through my own personal financial situations I'm battling with, and just that I couldn't stay with it to help nurture it. I feel bad about that, but at the same time, I was drawn, dealing with government. So now I've talked with one of the brothers in there, and to move the seeds of life forward, it's like now I have to go back to the drawing board and take all that beginning and rehash it and give it a new polish. So when April comes next year, we got more help, and got Brother Andy here. We got more help. We can put a more defined program, because I've got new ideas to add to it. But we can do a refined program, and it'll be Mom Project Seeds of Life, new and improved. So when we put it forward, we could be more help, and we can be more consistent with it. So that's, I'm keeping that on the front burner on what I'm dealing with. And because I love plants, and I've realized that it is an important part from what I'm taught. Horticultural therapy, that is an important part in mental health, physical health, and our total spiritual health, or whatever we believe is spiritual. You see what I'm saying? And so I know this knowledge, and to me, I need to bring it forward in a more assertive way, and a more positive way, and a more appealing way, so that everyone, us and those that are listening, will be eager to try it, and people are excited about, yeah, I'm gonna have some strawberries or some grapes, and at the same time, they can be getting filled, which is the real, like you said, the real prize is you're getting yourself, no amount of money can make you happy, but it will be getting yourself together. So all these external things you do, you can go with a clear mind and a positive spirit. So, I'm just so happy that it made it to the drawing board, but now we have to put it on the map. So, and I saw brother Andy over there, so I'm gonna keep talking to him about, so him and I maybe get together and we could get this program running. So, and I'm really impressed. A lot of the things I didn't get to, I feel terrible that didn't make it. And I'm looking backward, I'm saying, oh, I missed a lot. So I'm hoping that this year I can get my life together in a place whereas I won't have to miss so much. So thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for everyone that came here today and who has participated, helped us raise awareness. Thank you. And for the benefit again of education, I want to stress how important it is that when you are becoming a self-employed or your own business owner, and you're wanting to do something, you have a dream, you have an idea, we're here to help you push that idea forward no matter what. If I can become it from nothing, they told me I would be nothing to something, then you all can to do it too and receive the help. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add a little piece to that, sense obviously it is being recorded. One of the main aspects of the report that I didn't include, simply because it took place before you actually started the MOM project, was Sardia's case, and I didn't actually include the final result. So do you want to just add what the final result of Sardia's case was in particular, and show where you helped out?
Yeah, I think what I didn't actually show or demonstrate is the level of work that actually goes in it. But most of the time they were talking about the financial situation in an annual account, but where and what did we do with the money? Well, there's a lady in this room that was in a difficult situation for just over a year and a bit. It was a safeguarding element of it, and her case was, let's use the terminology the council used, was homeless. So she had a house, it was unsuitable. So we had to change that accommodation to something suitable for her disability. That took 13 safeguarding referrals and a newspaper article and a push of all agencies on board. I took the lead role in this and successfully completed Miss Franks down the bottom, I'm sure she'll be very proud of this, who was one of our case studies to help us through, to get the information. I learned so much. I already thought that I had knowledge, but through her case, having to be constantly there daily, I learned so much. We achieved that battle together. I couldn't have done it on my own, and certainly she couldn't have done that on her own. It took her vocabulary, her communication skills with me, what's the need, and information that has to come together to get it going, to get someone else to listen to what the concerns were. And we changed that circumstances. That's why we love to say that's recover from that depression that's keeping you under, what's the underlying issue of the depression. So it's not the word mental health, what is the underlying issue? And then we go to the, so the recovery is, we notice there's an issue. Then we go to the regain, that is regain control of the issue. And then we go to rediscover, which is go past those issues to another level of, and that's where I am today with mind over matter. I'm at another level. So successful cases, we had bailiff case, somebody that wanted to commit suicide over a bailiff. You know, again, some people don't know their rights. Again, some people had accusations on them that they may not be true. So therefore what we do is they look at the investigation side of things and basically give people hope and help them with advocacy side of things to have a voice as well. So for me, I think Mind Over Matter has done incredible for the year. The people and the members have done incredible. They've been encouraging, they've been encouraged, they have been, you guys are just amazing. The support to be here today shows something. Who shows up to support what we stand for, you know? And I'm just going to reel off before we go and before I end this report, just for the members that are going to watch this will be uploaded to YouTube. Here are some of the signs of behavior to look out for. You've got isolation, eating and sleeping, too much or too little, having low or no energy, feeling numb, worthless, like nothing matters, you know, having persistent thoughts that you can't stop thinking about, you know, those thoughts that you shouldn't, you know, really would be devastating, you know, and then hearing voices, believing in things that just aren't true, thinking of harming yourself or others, inability to perform daily tasks, smoking, drinking, and using more drugs than usual. They're just some of the unhealthy coping strategies that come with mental health, mental ill health. And certainly, like I said, when we discover what the underlying issues are, sometimes we are able to help and intervene. Thank you for the annual report from 2000, the period of 19th of March to the 31st of March 2020. So 19th of March 2019 to the 31st of March 2020.